name is Adaeze. I gave birth to twins and they were killed by my villagers. This is my story.
In the prosperous village of Umora, there lived a woman named Adaeze, wife of Okonko, the village's greatest farmer. Their land was blessed. Yams grew fat and plentiful. The river flowed clear and strong, and the people lived in harmony with the gods. When Adaeze became pregnant with her first child, the entire village rejoiced. But on the night of the birth, as the midwife Mama Nkiruka delivered the baby, her cry of joy turned to a gasp of horror. One child emerged, then another, twins. The news spread through the village like wildfire. The elders gathered immediately under the ancient Iroko tree. Igwe, the oldest among them, spoke the words everyone dreaded. It is an abomination. The gods have cursed this family. The children must be taken to the evil forest before dawn, or the entire village will suffer. Okonko pleaded on his knees. Please, elders, they are innocent. They are my blood. But Igwe was unmoved. The law is older than us all. Would you have us all perish for your children? That night, despite Adaeze's screams and Okonko's tears, the twins were wrapped in old cloth and carried by the village outcasts into the evil forest, where they were left to die among the spirits and wild beasts. Adaeze's grief was a living thing. She wailed for 7 days and 7 nights. She cursed the land that would not let her children live. She cursed the elders who took them. She cursed the gods who demanded such cruelty. On the 8th day, the first sign appeared. The great river that had never failed began to shrink. By the 10th day, it was barely a stream. By the 14th day, it was dry earth and cracked mud. The yams in the fields began to rot in the ground, though the rains had been good. Children fell sick with fevers that no medicine man could cure. The goats and chickens stopped producing. Even the great Iroko tree, where the elders met, began to wither, its leaves falling, though it was not the season. Fear gripped Umora. Igwe called another gathering. We must make greater sacrifices to appease the gods. Bring the finest rams, the purest palm wine. But Obioma, the village priestess, who had been silent all this time, finally spoke. Her eyes were wild with visions. Fools, you sacrifice to the gods while standing on ground soaked with innocent blood? The land itself cries out. The spirits of those children haunt every plant, every stream, every breath of air in this village. What are you saying, woman? Igwe demanded. I have seen it in my dreams, Obioma continued, her voice shaking. The gods did not demand those children's death. We did. Our fear did. Our tradition did. And now, the earth refuses to sustain those who would murder infants in the name of custom. The villagers murmured in confusion and fear. Mama Nkiruka, the midwife, fell to her knees weeping. I have delivered twins before, in my grandmother's time. In other lands, they are blessings, double harvest, they call them. What have we done? Okonkwo, who had been broken and silent since that terrible night, suddenly stood. My children were innocent, and we are cursed not by the gods, but by our own hands. The village descended into chaos. Some elders maintained the old ways. Others began to doubt. But day by day, Umora died. Families began to flee to neighboring villages. Igwe, seeing his power and his village crumbling, finally sent warriors to the evil forest. Find the children, bring them back if they live. but the warriors returned empty-handed. They found only torn cloth and small bones scattered by wild animals. It was too late. Adaeze, upon hearing this, walked into what remained of the river and never came out. Okonkwo disappeared into the forest and was never seen again. Within 2 seasons, Umora was abandoned. The land remained cursed, barren, and desolate. Travelers who pass by say they can still hear the crying of infants on the wind, and no plant will grow there to this day. The elders of neighboring villages now tell this story to their children. This is what happens when we mistake cruelty for tradition. When we let fear choose our path instead of wisdom. The land remembers. The land always remembers.